All right, hello, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our 2022 Spring Concert. My name is Mr. Daniels, for those of you who don't know me. Thank you. I am the band director here. You will also see Mr. Grover, who is our chorus teacher. We are very excited to be here tonight. This is my third year here in Danvers, and I've yet to have a real spring concert. So this is my first spring concert. We did the spring showcase outside last year where it didn't rain at all, and we had a great time at that performance. So it's nice that we're indoors, although it would have been a beautiful day to have it outdoors today. So we have a lot of great groups for you tonight. We have our percussion ensemble, we have our main band and choruses, and we also have a couple of new groups this year, some of the chamber groups, which are smaller groups that I'll talk more about when they get up here. So it's great to see so many people here. Without further ado, I will introduce the percussion ensemble. They're directed by our percussion teacher, Chris Boyd. He couldn't be here tonight. He's also a high school band director, and he has his own commitments to be at on this night. So, but the percussion ensemble is led by Chris Boyd, and they're going to be playing one song for you tonight entitled Technology.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Give her a round of applause for our percussion.
groups that sometimes takes transitions a little bit longer, so we appreciate your patience. Welcome everyone. I'll add my thanks that Mr. Daniel said for coming tonight, and we're so happy to be here as we're live. You know, as he said, this is his first spring concert. He's been working here for 3 years, so that's, you know, it is what it is, but we're so happy to be back and performing. Tonight, our second group is our select ensemble, our select academic ensemble, vocal ensemble, the Chamber Singers. We have one selection for you tonight. It's Et in terra pax, and that's Latin, and the translation is in the song. It's like kind of, we echo in English, so you can know the translation just by listening. So we appreciate your listening to us, and here is the Danvers High School Chamber Singers.
So moving on to our third portion of the concert tonight, just a little bit about this as the kids are getting set up here. So chamber music is a term that's used to describe small groups of people. It comes from the historical time period of playing in someone's chamber, small group of playing more classical pieces. And this has been a great opportunity. We've had a couple of different chamber ensembles this year. This is our woodwind choir. You're also going to hear from the Clarinet Choir, and then the Saxophone Quintet. And it's been really nice to sort of have these smaller groups this year. It teaches a lot of different skills to the kids. Most of them are one on a part, especially in the smaller groups in both the saxophone and clarinet choir. They're just the only person playing their part. Okay? In band, there's other people playing their part, so if they mess up, it's not a big deal because someone else probably played it right. But if it's just them on their part, it teaches them a lot more responsibility and musical independence and whatnot. And it also gives us a chance to play a lot of different type of music. You know, typically the band music is written for contraband. If you look at the list of composers of all of the chamber music, you see, you know, Mozart, Haydn, Brahms, Handel, it's all classical composers. So it's opening up a new sort of genre of music for students that they haven't really played classical music much before. So I hope that you enjoy our 3 chamber groups. The first of is the woodwind ensemble. Well, I forgot one important thing too. If you look at, in this chamber ensemble, as a customary, this is a multiple movement work, and it's customary in classical music to not clap in between the movements. So we will be playing 3 different movements. If you can just hold your applause until the very end, that would be great. Thank you. See who's paying attention. Michael Volpe. Repeated. All right, so our next group is the Clarinet Choir. This has been a lot of fun too for the clarinet players, because you're going to see another benefit of doing ensembles like this is that there are lots of different instruments in a typical instrument family that we don't typically use in a concert band setting. So you can see we have our normal clarinets and bass clarinets as well. Okay, but we also have an E-flat clarinet, which is a little baby clarinet over here. And we have a contralto clarinet that Matt is playing over there. So the clarinets have had fun sort of experimenting and exploring with the different clarinets in the clarinet family. So we're going to play two songs for you, both again classical. The first one is a Mozart Ave Verum. It's originally supposed to be for a choral. It's a choral work written for voices that we're going to play. And then you'll probably know the second piece we're playing. It's a very popular melody, Hungarian Dance Number 5. Saxophone Quintet. They're going to play one song for you, okay? It's going to be Hallelujah Chorus. Okay, you guys can go. So similar to the clarinets, right? We get to explore all the different instruments of the saxophone, not all, but the primary instruments of the saxophone family. We have our soprano sax, thank you. Okay, our alto saxes, our common, our tenors, and our baries. So the four main instruments. times, and it's very hard to play together like that, so bravo. All right, next up we have our mixed chorus.
Good evening again, everyone. This is our mixed chorus. Before we move on, I'd like to give a shout out to our hands percussionists back there. Dan Nados, Milan Moy, Amor Joko, Ambrose Larson, Bill Montevecchi, and Danny Crisco. And I just would like to give them an extra shout out for learning that rather quickly for our concert tonight. So great job. Yeah. So we have a bit of a water theme tonight in our three songs for the mixed chorus. Actually, it's not a bit, they're all about water in some way. So our next one is a traditional African-American spiritual, Wade in the Water. The last few days leading up to the concert, we talked about the meaning of this song and, the meaning of the African-American spirituals. They're all very deep, and there's a lot of them with important messagings that the enslaved people had as they were singing them on their way to freedom. This particular one talks about wading in the water. They were instructed to go towards the water and their footsteps be in the water so that the dogs and the people can pick up their scent as they were traveling through the Underground Railroad. So that's the one we have for you here tonight. We talk about the importance of that, being aware of that, for educating people, and just being aware of it to honor that part of our history, even though it's a challenging one to recognize. And so we're really excited to sing this song for you here tonight. It's done a lot in choral repertoire, and this particular arrangement we've had a lot of fun with. So here is Wade in Water.
Water.
out to Ambrose Larson and Edward Joke on the solos. Our last tune is more straight storytelling. We had a New Zealand sea shanty. For those of you on TikTok, you might recognize this one. It went viral like last year. I didn't even know when I picked the song, and I was like, oh, this is the TikTok song? And I was like, yeah, but that's cool, right? Like, so here is The Wellerman. I don't have TikTok.
There once was a ship that moved to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Sea. Blew up her bow down below my bird was low.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tugging is done, we'll take our leave and go.
She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore to take that whale in tow.
Up! Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tugging is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and cut her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down below.
Up! Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tugging is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was free. The captain's mind was not on greed. When he belonged to the whaleman's creed, he took that ship in tow. Up! Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tugging is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. Our boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Up! Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tugging is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The Wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tugging is done, we'll take our leave and go. Up! Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tugging is done, we'll take our leave and go. Take our leave and go. Up!
Thank you very much. We'll transition to our concert band now.
All right, as we're getting set up here, we'll just talk a little bit about the Contraband. It's a little chaotic getting up here, but as you've noticed, Mr. Brewer and I, one of the things we're really stressing here at Danvers High School is really trying to build the music program as a whole. So you can see that the chorus was back there watching, and they're coming back to watch, and the band was watching. We really wanted to make sure that we got the chance to watch each other, because we're all part of the same music program, and we're all part of the same roof, and we really want to support each other. So a round of applause for the chorus. So you're going to hear the full Contraband. Just a little bit about the Contraband, as you know from your students probably in class. We don't get it performed like this very often. There are 3 separate band classes, which helps with sort of the scheduling, because scheduling at the high school is always fun. So we only get to do this very, very little, and it's a lot of fun when we're all on stage together. We rehearsed last week, and that was our only time before tonight that we played this music together. Another quick thing as they're getting set up, as you know, that both the band and chorus are going to Washington, D.C. the week after April vacation. We're really excited about that trip and really hoping it's going to be a fun time. We're doing a couple performances down there. The marching band's actually performing at the Apple Blossom Parade on the Friday night we're there. And then the full Contraband and the chorus that you just heard is going to be performing at an adjudicated festival, which means judged, festival where we get feedback and critique and a rating. So 3 of the songs that we're playing tonight, the first 2 and the last one, are 3 of the songs that we're going to be playing at that event. And then we have 2 additional songs for you tonight as well. Thank you very much. That was El Zorro Rojo, the Red Fox, which is a Spanish march. I always like to play a variety of different music, so a march is one of the most standard pieces for Contraband. And if you were here for our winter concert, we played a more traditional march, the National Emblem March. So I wanted to throw in a little different march for that. We're going to play, the next piece is our slower piece. This is called With Quiet Courage. I just want to read the poem that's in the front of this to give you a little idea. This was written by Larry Daheen for his, I believe, I'm not sure if it's his wife or mother, but Lois Daheen, someone related to him. And the poem reads, "Her life was heroic, but without fanfare. She worked and hoped and inspired. She loved and was loved. Her life was a noble song of quiet courage." quick shout out for two of the songs. That was one of them. Tim Bowler, quickly, was so gracious enough to switch from trumpet to French horn this year. And that's one of the songs that really needs the French horn. You'll hear Tim later as a soloist in the fourth song, but we were able to, having a French horn really opens up a lot of the repertoire that we can play. A lot of the stuff is doubled in the saxophone, so the French horn has such a unique sound that it's so great to have. So thank you, Tim. All right, thank you. Our next song, just a quick note about this. Most of those three songs you just heard were written relatively recent, sort of newer Contraband music. I would say probably within the last 10 years for all of those. But I threw in this next one as sort of a standard piece of band literature. There's a lot of new stuff that's great, but there's also a lot of old stuff that has been played for over 100 years. And this piece that we're going to play is by one of the most famous composers for band, Clarinet Choir. It's called an Irish Rhapsody. It's a collection of Irish tunes. Just to give you some background, this piece was written in 1909. 1909. Anyone alive then? Okay, so it's a very different piece than sort of the newer stuff. Back then they scored things very differently. It's pretty light on the percussion. And a lot of reasons why pieces like this aren't performed anymore, because usually bands have 19 billion percussionists. But here is an Irish Rhapsody. Before we play our last song, a couple of quick thank yous for percussion changes. I'd just like to thank a couple of people for making this night possible. Mr. Adam Federico, who is our principal, who might be out there somewhere. Thank you to Adam, as well as Julie Stroy and Carrie LeBlanc, our assistant principals, for all their support. Our curriculum director, Peter Demaro, all of the DHS faculty and staff. I saw some other teachers here. Mr. Gable somewhere out there. So thank you to all of them. We couldn't do this without the fabulous custodial staff. I see Ramon out there in the hallway, so thank you to our custodial staff for everything. Our parent group, our Parents for Music Excellence, Jen Flelling is our president. She's here tonight as well. So thank you. A quick shout out to Ivy O'Connell, our Skywave director with the chorus. And our acting superintendents, Keith Rivera and Mary Wormers, and all of our school committee members. A big round of applause for all of their support. And it also wouldn't be possible without all of you parents driving your kids and the kids to all of your events. So thank you parents and kids for everything that you all do. One quick reminder too, on your way out, there are some flyers for the Pops Night. We're having a new fundraiser this year on June 4th. So information has been sent out about it, but it's going to be a big dinner and gala sponsored by Daniela's. So if you have any questions or would like to purchase tickets, you can actually do so with Ms. Llewellyn outside on your way out, or you can do it online. But it should be a great night for the arts again here at Danvers High School. So thanks again for coming out, and enjoy our last piece. I'll just read you the definition. It's ruckus. The kids wanted me to do this. Ruckus, noun, a noisy commotion, a fracas, or our favorite, a rumpus. Thank you.